5 News.
Welcome to Channel 5 News. This is Lexi Linton here. This is Mackenzie Howie, and it's January 31st, 1945. We're back and covering the latest of Adolf Hitler's announcements. Yesterday, January 30th, 1945, Hitler gave a radio speech that has left many stricken. Yes, on the 12th anniversary of his rise to power, Hitler was no less confident in his position, stating that he had strengthened the German national resistance stamina of his people to the Jewish infection that sought to systematically undermine the nation from within. He called upon every able-bodied German to fight with body and soul in battle, and for every sick man to labor to the exertion of his last strength, as well as specifically calling out the women and children of Germany. We also have news from the other side of the world in the Pacific Theater regarding a rescue mission of American POWs. A group of Army Rangers, helped by Filipino guerrilla fighters, have freed POWs in Cabanatuan. These soldiers were captured in Bataan and have been prisoners for 3 years. Stand by for a live interview of soldiers who participated in freeing these POWs.
Hi, I'm here with Colonel Mucci, the leader of the Army Rangers here at the 6th Army Base in Talavera. Colonel Mucci, these prisoners have been here prisoners for about 3 years. Why did you guys decide to act now?
Well, we heard they were exterminating prisoners in some other camps, so we decided it was now or never.
Can you give our viewers some details about leading up to the raid?
Yeah, so we all marched from Quimba to Platero, and then once we got to Platero, we had the Alamo Scouts scout out the camp, find all the positions where all the gunners were, and then once we started crawling towards the camp, like at nighttime, under the cover of night, we had these awesome planes fly over. They're called Black Widows. They cause a huge distraction, so that's why the Japanese didn't see us.
Okay. Now, what made this raid especially dangerous?
So there's 1,000 Japanese troops stationed about 4 miles away, so we were afraid that they were going to hear the gunshots. And then some idiot in Captain Prince's company decided to stand up because he thought he heard a gunshot, but it was really just the engine of a Japanese car inside the camp. So he almost caused the whole mission to go downhill.
That must have been scary.
What are you doing? Get down! Get down!
Jeez, he almost compromised the whole mission.
Now take us through the beginning of the raid. How did it all start?
So Captain Murphy was scheduled to fire the first shot at 7:30. So at 7:30 I was starting to get anxious, didn't hear the shot. Finally went off at 7:40, then everything went smoothly from there.
Now take us through what happened after the first shot was fired.
The whole place erupted in gunfire. Teddy Richardson from F Company, he shot off the padlock of the gate, so we got in. I mean, all the pillboxes were neutralized after 15 seconds, so there's really no one shooting at us. And then it was just a lot of commotion.
Thank you, Colonel Mucci. Standing by, we also have Captain Prince. Please talk us through your experience with the raid and the most surprising things that happened.
So when I stormed the camp, we went directly to where they were holding the prisoners, and the prisoners were surprised and reluctant that we were there, and they didn't want to come with us because they thought we were just setting them up to be killed. But after some persuasion and saying that we were trying to save them and convincing them that we were Army Rangers, we carried them out one by one, not leaving any behind.
Yo, let's go. No, they're trapped. They're trapped. No, it's not trapped. No, it's not. No, yeah.
Now tell us how the prisoners are doing. They must be pretty traumatized from what just happened.
Yeah, so we had a long walk back to our base camp in Talavera, and lots of the prisoners weren't in the best physical state to be walking that far, but because their freedom was just given to them, they were so joyful, and they just kept walking, and some were actually crying tears of joy and singing the national anthem, and it was just a great thing to see.
Here we have one of the rescued prisoners, Captain Hibbs, who was also the doctor at the camp. Tell us about your experience during the raid.
Yeah, so we saw the Black Widows flying over the camp. They weren't really doing anything, they were just flying over, so we got confused. And then we heard the gunfire erupt. We all just hid in our rooms scared because we thought it was a setup to have us go out there so the Japanese could execute us. But then the Rangers came in, told me they were Rangers, didn't believe them at first, but then they had to drag me out of there. I'm glad they did, because now I know they're Rangers, but yeah, it took them a lot to get me out of there. Didn't want to leave.
I'm sure. This raid, in response to the Puerto Princesa camp massacre, was a crucial win for the Rangers and the POWs involved. Approximately 500 plus men who survived the Bataan Death March were saved from further exposure to the hellish experience in the Japanese prison camps. We will be here all afternoon with the prisoners and the Rangers getting more details on this story. Reporting live from Talavera, I'm Margaret Higgins.
Truly inspiring of those men. We also give our deepest condolences to the families of the men who did make it out of the camp alive. I know that we're all just glad that they are all safe and the tragedy in Puerto Princesa was not able to happen again. Those Army Rangers will be remembered for years to come for what they accomplished and sacrificed for their country last night in the Philippines. Well, that's all we have time for. Thank you for watching. This is the 5 o'clock broadcast.